You know how some people say their entire family chaos can be boiled down to one person? For me, it's 2 words: my mother. She was a single mom who ran through boyfriends. One husband, drugs, and alcohol like it was normal life. By the time I was 13, my older sister had already bounced to live with friends. My mom and I ended up in a single rented room way out in the desert, sharing the space with some guy I barely knew. I think his name was Mike. We'd just been kicked out of our last place. And one day she simply told me, "We're moving." That was it. No explanation. We'd only been there about a week when it happened. I came home and found my mom on the couch, slipping in and out of consciousness. I tried shaking her awake, but she was completely out. Panicking, I ran to the living room to call an ambulance. Mike was on the phone. I begged him. "It's an emergency, my mom's really sick." He ignored me, then got annoyed and refused to hand it over. So at 13 years old, I took off running down the desert road to the nearest grocery store. It felt like forever. I used the payphone, but I was so scared I couldn't even remember our address. I called one of my mom's friends. She said she'd call the ambulance and come get me. I went to her house thinking my mom would come for me after the hospital. She never did. She left against medical advice and disappeared. To this day, I still don't know what really happened. She's claimed it was a Valium and alcohol overdose, other times a stroke. With her, the stories always change. After 2 weeks with no word, her friend told me I couldn't stay anymore. I called my sister. Her friend's mom said no room. Then my sister reached out to our aunt and uncle, who we hadn't seen in over a year because of my mom's drama. They took me in. I showed up with nothing but the clothes on my back and one duffel bag. After a few days, they offered to adopt me. I said yes. What else was I supposed to do? Then, about a month later, my mother finally surfaced. I was hiding in my cousin's room while she and my uncle screamed at each other. I completely freaked out. I ran into the backyard when she followed. I told her I wanted to stay until she had a job and a stable place. That's when the real show started. She accused me of abandoning her, crying, "I've never been good enough for you," turning herself into the victim while I was the horrible child. Finally, she gave me the ultimatum: come with her now or never see her again. I chose to stay. I thought she was bluffing. She wasn't. Months went by with no contact. I started believing I'd never see her again. Then when I was about 15, I got a 4-page letter. It was all about how she forgave me for abandoning her. I tore it up and threw it away. That's just one chapter. My mother was the sun around which all our family drama orbited. Chaotic, dramatic, and always the victim in her own story. If you've got a parent like this, drop your story.
Hey everyone! I've been holding on to this story for a while now, and I just need to get it out. I've been with my wife for 7 years. On the surface, everything always seemed great. We don't drink, we've never had drug issues, and we've both been really good parents to our daughter who's almost 6. But the last couple of years, she started finding reasons to be upset or unhappy about everything. Then in December, she filed for divorce. The only reason she gave me was she wasn't happy. That was it. No big blow-up, no affair that I knew about, nothing. I was hurt, but I told myself things happen. I just wanted what was best for our little girl. So I agreed to it for the sake of her happiness. I used most of my savings, moved out on March this year into an apartment. I was only there 3 weeks when she showed up one day and begged me to come back. She told me she had changed, that she still loved me, and she really poured her heart out. She pulled on my heartstrings one more time and I caved. I canceled my lease, moved back into the house, and tried to make it work again. Not even a week later, she went right back to the same old patterns, the constant negativity, the narcissistic behavior. Then on April 20th, Easter night, she says she's going on a drive because she's nervous about her new job. She hadn't worked since COVID, but I never gave her a hard time about it. She leaves at 11:45 at night. An hour goes by, then 2. I start getting worried. Around 12:45, I call her and she doesn't answer. It just rings. By 3:45 in the morning, I'm scared something bad happened. I asked her daughter, my stepdaughter, for her location because I wasn't on their family share. She gives it to me. Turns out my wife is parked about 5 miles away, off the side of the road in front of another car, in front of a closed business. I drive there, get out, and her car door is unlocked, but she's not inside. Her phone is sitting on the seat. The other car is empty too. It looked like she might have been taken. I panicked and called the police. They show up, run the tags on the other car, and it comes back to a guy named Alan. I didn't know any Alan. The cops leave and I grab her phone so it doesn't get stolen. When I get home, I see Find My Device notifications, and then Alan starts calling her phone over and over. That's when it all clicked. She finally gets home around 4:45 a.m. She knows she's caught. Her only defense? I filed for divorce in December. I can legally do whatever I want. But we're not divorced. She's the one who begged me to move back in after I had already left. Now I'm sitting here lost. I gave up my apartment, spent most of my money moving back, and tried to give her another chance for our daughter's sake. What exactly am I supposed to do now? If you've been through something like this, blindsided, manipulated, or stuck in a marriage that keeps pulling you back in, drop a comment. Thanks for listening.